Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Legends. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my weekly Q&A, and today, well, the other day, AskFM had redesigned their site, and a lot of things look different. This video is going to look different. I'm sure it's not a big deal, but they did make it a lot easier to get down to older questions. There wasn't a button to skip down to the bottom, as I have almost 8,000 questions, I believe. It doesn't actually tell you the amount of questions you have anymore, I don't think, but I had like over 7,000 and like 600 or something crazy like that. So it's a lot easier to get to the bottom. I can just scroll down rather than having to hit view more every time, which took forever. Like literally took forever. Now I can just scroll down, and it does take a while still, but I did manage to get all the way to the bottom. This is the very bottom of my AskFM questions. It did take a while, but we can get right into this. Who is the strongest, Jeice, Burter, or Recoome? That's a very interesting question, and obviously it's not like it's anything original or unique. Everyone's talked about this, but the common consensus that a lot of people have, and there really is no evidence to necessarily support it, I don't believe, other than appearance. Recoome has been stated by people to be, people like to say he is the most physically strongest, which we don't really know necessarily. He just seems to be more of a physical fighter, but he does have a decent amount of energy attacks, his eraser gun, his ultra fighting bomber, but he also has Recoome kick. Does that make him necessarily stronger than everyone else? Well, Burter, I would assume, is probably pretty damn good at melee combat as well, and he is the fastest member of those three. And Jeice, I argue, does have the best skill with projectiles and key attacks, which in my opinion would give him the edge in overall quote-unquote power level, if you want to go there. I think he would have the highest power level just based off the fact that he seems to really be catered towards energy and ki blasts, which are honestly the most destructive things in Dragon Ball, so I would probably give him the highest power level. Do I think that Recoome is necessarily stronger than Burter? I don't really know. We can't really say that, but if they were all to fight, I would probably say Burter would win just because he's the fastest of the three. And, I mean, that just pretty much gives him such a huge edge. Even if he's not quite as physically strong or energy attack-wise, Krillin said that they're all around the same level. Not mean they're equal, but they all around the same level. So someone has to be the strongest. It's unclear of who, but I think if they all were to fight, I would say Burter would definitely win just because he has such an obvious speed advantage. Jeice held him up to such a high standard of speed that if you can't hit Burter, even if he can't hit as hard as you, he's going to really hit you hard enough that you'll die eventually. So I think Burter would definitely win, but if I had to say who was the most powerful in general, I would probably just give it to Jeice just because of the ki blast attacks. But that's not a bad question. Who's stupider, Yamcha or a Blowfish? I'd say Yamcha. Well, realistically speaking, Yamcha is the destroyer of the universe, so I wouldn't want to speak ill of him, so I'd have to say a Blowfish. Blowfish would be quite stupider, or more stupid than Yamcha. I'm better than you. That's a goddamn lie. Have you played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance? If so, Raiden / Jack the Ripper versus Super Saiyan 1 Goku, and Raiden is a badass. Yes, Raiden is badass, and I love Metal Gear Rising: Vengeance. I love the Metal Gear games, and I don't think he would stand a chance against Goku in his Super Saiyan 1 form. I don't even think he'd stand a chance against... Well, Raiden's actually, I would say, a pretty underrated character in terms of power, maybe, if you would compare him to a Dragon Ball character. I think he could probably beat anyone in Dragon Ball. Z, he'd have trouble, but in Dragon Ball, I'd say he would be able to pretty much annihilate anyone pretty easily. And, oh boy, do I even want to mention this? I am going to do a versus match in the future, and I'm not saying it's happening anytime soon, between the Senator from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and Master Roshi. That, I already think I know who will win, and I'm not going to say it here as a spoilers, but I really need to look into it more. But the Senator has a lot of tricks up his sleeve if you play the DLC for the game, and I think that's actually going to be a cool versus match. I like Vags. Maybe he means Vages, I don't know. But whatever. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the new Avengers Age of Ultron movie if you know about it? Still haven't seen it, and it's been out for a while. So that's your answer. Bojack full power versus Perfect Cell. I would say they're around the same level of strength, but I just think since Cell has more techniques, he would win in the end, and I just believe he'd be a better fighter. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, first movie versus Bojack. Again, I think Broly just demonstrates more power. Even though they're probably around the same level of strength, I just would say Broly would win over Bojack, quite honestly. You're not Kwame. Well, no shit. Was Kid Buu some sort of god of destruction? I ask because both would sleep for long periods of time, then destroy and wreak havoc, and then Babidi and such found the way to wake him up, and in much the same way, Whis would be able to wake up Beerus. I just burped for a second there. I was drinking a cappuccino before recording. That's not, I mean, I don't think he's a god of destruction, but I do see the correlation you're making there. It's not a bad theory, but I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's not a bad theory at all. But I think you'd have to think that, like, you know, Frieza or you know, Whis or Beerus would mention something like that or make a little bit of a note to it. Why didn't Goku go Super Saiyan 3 after he lost his god powers during the fight with Beerus? I mean, if it would have made him stronger, I think Goku in his mind would have done it, but it must not do anything extra, or it would have burned him out. I don't honestly have an answer for it. I've thought of it, and I really just can't think of anything. I mean, in Xenoverse, he does it, but it clearly makes him stronger in that game. How much stronger? I don't know. But obviously, that game's not necessarily an indication of the original continuity of the series, so Big Cheese wants his money back. When you say Big Cheese, all I can think of is that boss from Resident Evil 4. That's all I can think of there. And he's not getting his money, so he's going to have to fight me for it. American English is proper English. Well, okay. No comment on that one. You were my favorite character in Drake and Josh 10 out of 10 anime. Well, I'm definitely greatly appreciative of that statement right there, my friend. I thank you. What would you do if someone hit your Bulma? Hashtag my Bulma. I mean, probably just sit there. Just think about it. Same question. How come Goku hardly ever fights in his SSJ2 form? I know that he got it at the end of this. I'm guessing he means at the end of the series, where it pretty much wasn't needed. Well, you pretty much just answered it there. I mean, outside of filler, I don't think he used it at all in the Buu Saga, unless you count where he kind of powered up to an SSJ2 power against Yakon, which is what is theorized. It's never stated explicitly, but that's what's theorized, that he went to, you know, Super Saiyan 2 for a split second, but he never used it outside of the fight with Vegeta, really. I don't know how, I just forgot that off the top of my head. Really, the only reason he had the form in that saga was really just use it against Vegeta, I guess. Other than that, everyone was way too strong for him to have to use it. I mean, he never fought Kid Buu in his Super Saiyan 2 form. He didn't fight Super Buu in his Super Saiyan 2 in the manga. That was all anime, and the anime just completely screws that up and makes everyone think Kid Buu's stronger when he's not. Kid Buu is not stronger than Super Buu. But yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, you pretty much answered it yourself right here. Pretty much wasn't needed, which is true, it wasn't. So why would he use it? I wonder if if there's legitimately anybody that's watching this today that asked these 9 months ago, I'm very curious, because I want to know if those people are still here watching this channel. That'd be hilarious. What's up, Dragon Ball Nation? Love your channel. So can Potara fusion be used more than once? For example, if two beings fuse, would the same being be able to fuse? Would be able to use Potara earrings to fuse with someone else? I think it's possible, because when you fuse with a Potara, you become a completely new being in general. So I think it's probably possible, but could you imagine the power? That'd be insane. Again, like if a Gogeta fused with a Vegeta with Potara earrings, imagine the power. What do you think would happen if Trunks died in the future timeline? Well, he did die in one of the timelines when he went back to the future from Cell. That's why Cell came back. But if you mean, like, again, I guess that his timeline would be screwed, wouldn't it? What if Goku somehow knew the fusion dance when he was already on Namek and fused with Vegeta to beat Frieza? Do you think they could kill Frieza with the dance? I think at their peaks, Vegeta, I would just put Vegeta at, let's just say, a 2 million or something. I don't know. Let's just say Vegeta was at like a 2 million when he fought Frieza in his final form, and obviously Goku was a 3 million. I think together, I would say it's definitely possible. It's definitely I think would happen, yeah. Especially considering how much stronger Gotenks got with the fusion dance. I mean, I would definitely think that they could beat him. Let's see. Galactus versus Godzilla Final Wars. Well, that's a better question for my friend. I've never seen Godzilla Final Wars, and I really don't know much about Galactus, so. Is that a puppy face? I don't know what that is. GT Goku as a Super Saiyan God versus Omega Shenron. Who would win? I would say Goku Super Saiyan God is GT. I think that the Super Saiyan God multiplier is definitely more than the Super Saiyan 4 one. It's definitely, I mean, the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier is 10 times Super Saiyan 3. I would definitely say Super Saiyan God would be more than that. So I think that he would beat Omega Shenron. Regardless of if you think that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan God, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT is stronger than God from Battle of Gods, I think that it's pretty clear to me that the multiplier for 4 would be quite a bit stronger. Or, I'm sorry, the multiplier for God would be quite a bit stronger. That would just be what I would say. To me, Super Saiyan God doesn't seem like a 10 times Super Saiyan 3 multiplier, so. Do you think that Cell has the potential to unlock his Super Saiyan Cell? I mean, I don't really think he can go Super Saiyan. There's been a theory that he could. I did a video on the mic from Left Stock Media. I really don't think he was Super Saiyan, and I don't think he really can go Super Saiyan, necessarily. If he could, he'd probably be at the level of, like, Subaru, at least, in terms of power, so that's something to think about. Do you like Dark Souls at all, or even Demon Souls? I love the Souls series. I never played Bloodborne because I don't have PS4, but I'm very excited for Dark Souls 3. Okay, do you think Hercule could become a Super Saiyan God? I mean, he beat Cell and Boo. I mean, this was asked 9 months ago, but obviously if you saw Dragon Ball Super, we already saw what happened there. Do you think there will be another movie after F? I guess he means Resurrection F. And if so, do you think they'll finally have to take place after the manga conclusion with Oob? Kind of hoping so. The manga ending isn't that good. Well, I would hate it if they rewrote the manga ending because it is still the original ending, and it's pretty specific to the entire story of the franchise. Obviously this is asked 9 months ago. We know we have Super coming out. Well, we have Super already out, and we're on, like, what, episode 24 coming up, so I think we will get another movie, but I think it'd be like a Dragon Ball Super movie, or we won't get one until Super's over. Let's see. Hey DBN, what do you think would have happened if Vegeta wished for immortality on Namek? How would this affect his fight with Frieza? Frieza would probably just trap him somewhere because he couldn't kill him. That's pretty much the end of it, because Vegeta wouldn't be strong. Let's see here. Hey DBN, love your vids, man. What do you think would have happened if Nail followed Guru's orders and helped fight the Ginyu Force, since he never get a true representation of his power due to the only opponent being the OP guy Frieza? Well, his power level is 42,000, and that's about where the Ginyu Force are. Maybe they're a little bit higher, maybe they're a little bit lower. They're always estimated to be 40 to 45,000. I think he could have taken about all of them, except for, honestly, I think Burter would have been faster than him. Burter probably would have mopped the floor with him just because of his speed. That's quite honestly what I would say. Actually, what do you guys think of that one? I think he could, if he fought them one-on-one, I think he could beat both Jeice and Recoome, potentially, if they're around the same level. But the thing is, when you're in the Namek Saga, like, Vegeta wasn't that much stronger than Zarbon's final form in conjunction to, like, you know, power levels in general, but he still blew a hole with him, threw him in one hit. Then Recoome mopped the floor with him. But, like, you don't need that big of a gap in the Namek Saga to decimate someone. So what do you guys think about that? Nail versus the Ginyu Force one-on-one at a time. I think the person that really would take him out, definitely for me, would be Burter, just because of his speed, honestly. Obviously, I'm discounting Ginyu. That's obvious. Ginyu's power is 120,000. It wouldn't even be a fight. But yeah, what do you guys think of that one? I think that's a very interesting one. Definitely. How do you believe Pikkon died? I've been asked this before, and quite honestly, there's literally no evidence to lead me to believe anything. I've heard people theorize Broly, or Beerus, or Boo. There's literally no evidence to allude on anything, though, because I think it just kind of be foolish for me to really try to theorize anything. Could we possibly do a collab video on the upcoming Dragon Ball Z movie? Katsuno F, my Skype name is Beginning Metal 6, and so is my YouTube. Well, I guess this question's kind of past its prime, isn't it? Do you think you could do a collab with me? Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Oh, same question. Cell Zenkai Revived versus Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I've been planning a video on that forever. He means Super Perfect Cell, by the way. I've been planning that video for a very long time. I just haven't gotten around to it. I have like a bunch of, I've said before, I have like about 2.5 million videos on the back burner, give or take that many. Yes, that many videos on the back burner, no joke. Totally not sarcastic. I think the reason Gohan couldn't beat Dodoria was because he was very undisciplined fighter. What do you think? Also, why do you think everyone has all of these convoluted ass theories as to how Future Trunks got a sword, when the most realistic answer is his mother probably got it for him? Don't you think? I mean, either Bulma or like Gohan or something. It's definitely not Tapion, obviously. I mean, honestly, there's no way to really answer how he got a sword. The only thing we can really say for sure is that it wasn't Tapion. So yeah. What was that? What was that about Gohan now? I honestly can't remember now. If someone... Oh, what was that? It was something about... Oh no, Gohan and Dodoria. I honestly can't remember. Is that is the person who asked that question even watching this video? I'm very curious. Since Goku and Vegeta are undergoing God training, if they fuse, would Gogeta automatically be a Super Saiyan God? And how strong would he be compared to Beerus and Whis? I don't think he'd automatically be Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but he would definitely take a huge dump on Beerus and Whis. It's not even going to be close. And it's kind of funny when people actually argue that, like, you know, Whis would be stronger. Yes, Whis can turn back time and defuse them. That's not anything about strength, though. That has nothing to do with strength. That's a skill. I think that in terms of power, there would be a significant difference in power between Whis and a God Gogeta, or Vegito even. So, do you expect Frieza's new golden transformation to be DLC in Xenoverse? Yes, it is DLC now. You guys can really see the age in these questions now, I'm guessing. Who do you think is the weakest Super Saiyan? Bardock. If you really want to be technical here, Bardock would be the weakest. And I actually am going to do a video on how strong Super Saiyan Bardock is, guys, because I'm getting sick of people telling me he could beat Frieza. So I have to do a video on it. And unfortunately, it's an obvious answer that he couldn't beat Frieza. But I'll try to give him an actual power level or some range, just based off of, like, you know, analysis of Zenkais and stuff, even though inconsistent. I should have that video up in not too long, but I'm not promising anything. Why do you use Xenoverse footage in your videos? Nothing. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just curious. Well, I guess I don't anymore, but I was then. Mainly because I really just didn't have enough time. Because I was working so much at my job. I didn't have enough time to edit the way I do now. I think right now I edit pretty decently. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I do think I do pretty decent editing, especially for uploading a video every single day. But Xenoverse was just easy footage, honestly. But it's unfortunate that, honestly, like, my most popular videos that I've ever made were gameplay footage. Like, I have a video that has over 700,000 views, and it's unfortunate that that's not even that great of a video, and it has gameplay footage, and it always bothers me because people look at that and that's the quality they see. Like, they see that not only that I'm using footage, which isn't, I don't really think gameplay footage is that huge of a deal. But the audio was terrible. I wasn't really even focused in the video, and it was just a bad quality video, and that's what they're seeing. It just bothers me. Like, they're not going to subscribe to that. Some people did. And then there's a lot of people at Roshi. I just stopped looking at the comments in that video. Let's see. And I think this will be the final question for the day. That's probably a solid spot. If Master Roshi searched for the Dragon Ball and wished himself to be the strongest form age, I don't understand that. While the DB to DBZ gap, and had a really big motivation to train and fight, do you think this would affect the series? How strong would he get? I mean, if Roshi could just keep getting stronger and training, I mean, he wouldn't be as strong as Goku. I don't know. I don't exactly know where I could put him, but I think he could probably be stronger than like TN. But where I have honestly no idea where I would put him though. That, to be quite honest with you. This is the same as earlier, so I guess we'll just end it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Again, Ask FM looks weird, so the section where I answer questions is a lot smaller. So hopefully I can get it so it takes up one question for the whole screen. I hope it doesn't look too weird. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll try to answer old questions every now and then. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later.